Good morning, everyone. I would like to call to order the Public Improvement Commission hearings of October 5th, 2023. First item on the agenda, approval of hearing minutes. Can I have a motion to that effect, please? Sorry.
Roll call.
Roll call, my bad.
Sure. Would the representative from the Public Works Department please state his or her name for the record?
Thank you. Parajay Singh for Public Works.
Property Management?
Joseph Callahan.
Transportation Department?
Amy Gordon.
Water and Sewer Commission?
Denise Devlin.
Disabilities Commission?
Sarah Leon.
And I believe we do not have anyone from ISD present, but we do have quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Liming. Moving on to the first item on our agenda, approval of the hearing minutes at the request of the Public Improvement Commission staff, the acceptance of minutes of the PIC hearings held on September 21st, 2023. Can I have a motion to that effect, please?
I'll make a motion to accept the hearing minutes of September 21st, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain? Hearing none, motion passes. Moving on to the continued public hearing segment of our agenda, first item, on a petition by Vicinity Energy Boston Inc. for grant of location to install a steam distribution main and associated infrastructure within the following public ways in Boston proper: Brookline Avenue, generally between Lansdowne Street and Overland Street, Landon Street at Brookline Avenue. This was brought up in new business on September 7th of this year. Public hearing was on September 21st. As shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Grant of Location Plan Brookline Avenue Vicinity Fenway Steam Line Extension Phase 2, 6 sheets dated October 4th, 2023. Good morning. Who do we have from Vicinity today?
This is Steve Buckler with RMF Engineering on behalf of Vicinity. I think Matt Fallon is here from Vicinity as well. Matt, are you here?
Looks like Matt's on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was on mute. Apologies, but at this time, Vicinity would like to respectfully ask for a 2-week continuance.
All right, Matt. Mr. Liming, does that conform to our guidance? And I'm going to assume that, Matt, the 2 weeks will be sufficient for you to do whatever is needed to be done?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, thank you. Then I'd like to hear a motion to continue the continued public hearing for another 2 weeks. That should put us to
October 19th.
October 19th.
I'll make a motion to continue public hearing, continued item number 1 till October 19th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstained? Hearing none, we'll continue this hearing for October 19th. See you then. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to the public hearing segment of our agenda, public hearing number 1 on a petition by 1 Tabor Street LLC for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement adjacent to the following public ways in Roxbury. Tabor Street on its southerly side at address number 1 east of Warren Street. Warren Street on its easterly side at address numbers 22 through 30 south of Tabor Street. This was brought on a new business on September 21st of this year as shown on a plan entitled City of Boston Public Works Department Engineering Division Pedestrian Easement Plan 1 Tabor Street and Warren Street, Roxbury, 1 sheet dated August 18th of 2023. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. It's Jacob Murray from Waterfield Design Group, representing the client at 1 Tabor Street. I will share the screen. This is for a pedestrian easement for a new building at 1 Tabor Street. The foundation is back from the building property line. The space will be continued sidewalk that will be used by the public. That's where the pedestrian easement is, highlighted in green on the plan. It's furthest from the applicant's property is about 6.3 feet. and it contains 1,062 square feet.
Thank you. Any questions for the petitioner or for Jacob by members of the commission? Hearing none, any questions or comments by PIC staff or members of today's audience?
No, I'll take this opportunity to remind the public, if you wish to offer testimony or ask questions, please use the raised hand function at the bottom of your screen. At this time, I see none, and we are all set on this action.
Thank you, Todd. I'd like to hear a motion to approve this. I'd like to hear a motion regarding public hearing number 1.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by One Tabor Street LLC for the acceptance of a pedestrian easement in Tabor Street and Warren Street as read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain? Hearing none, motion passes. Public hearing number 2 on a petition by One Tabor Street LLC for the making of specific repairs within the following public ways in Roxbury, consisting of curb and sidewalk reconstruction with structural soil as well as new and relocated specialty pavement, street lighting infrastructure, street trees, bike racks, and driveway curb cuts. Tabor Street, generally at address number 1 east of Warren Street, and Warren Street, generally at address numbers 22 through 30 south of Tabor Street. This was brought under new business on September 21st of this year, as shown on a set of plans entitled City of Boston Public Works Department, Engineering Division, Specific Repairs, 1 Tabor Street at Warren Street, Roxbury. 3 sheets dated September 28th of 2023. Jacob.
Good morning again. Jacob Murray, Waterfield Design Group for 1 Tabor Street. This is replacing the concrete and brick sidewalks with concrete and stone pavers, adding trees with mulch, and some single and double acorn pole lights, and then as well as a new curb cut to access the driveway 10 feet wide on Tabor Street. There are 2 accessible ramps on each side of Warren Street. One is the one that's next to our property, and then the reciprocal ramp is being replaced because it has some cracks in it, and that is new from the new meeting, a new item there. And then there's another ramp at Tabor and Warren. The reciprocal ramp there has just been rebuilt and is in good condition. So since the initial meeting, the new business meeting, we removed the striping along Tabor Street for no parking and replaced that with signage. And we added a note regarding the conformity of the reciprocal ramps.
Thank you, Jacob. Any questions for the petitioner by fellow commission members?
Are you striping that crosswalk from across Tabor?
We don't show that, but we can add that if necessary.
I think it's striped today.
It probably, yeah, it is striped today. We're actually not, we're not modifying what's happening today, so it would stay striped. It's not reflected on the plan.
Okay, just as long as the crosswalk comes back or remains.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Cordy. Any further questions for Mr. Murray? Hearing none. Mr. Liming, the status of the maintenance agreement that supports all of this wonderful work that is being proposed by the petitioner?
I know that's being worked on between the project and legal counsel. I don't know if it's been finalized yet.
Mr. Murray, as you may know, we are unable to record these actions with the registry until that maintenance agreement gets executed. So would endeavor for you to work on that front with the PIC's Corporation Council staff.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk to the legal team about that.
Yeah, we need that to be executed. Okay, so help us to process the paperwork with the registry.
Yeah, I'll reach out to the legal team today.
Thank you, Jacob. Any questions by PIC staff or members of today's audience?
Jacob, actually, I'm just noticing this now. I apologize, I missed it before. It looks like you might have a rogue streetlight handhole call out in the middle of the Tabor Street crosswalk. I think that's probably misplaced. Just clean that up before we submit Mylars.
Okay, yep, we can do that.
Thanks.
Thank you, Todd, for that catch.
Nothing else.
Any additional comments by PSC staff or members of today's audience? Hearing none, like to hear a motion regarding public hearing number 2.
I'll make a motion to approve a petition by One Tabor Street LLC for the making of specific repairs in Tabor Street and Warren Street as read into the record by the chair.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed or abstain? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Murray.
Thank you, Commissioner and staff.
That concludes the public hearing segment of our agenda today. Moving on to the new business segment of today's agenda. New business item number 1, Plaisted Road, Savin Hill Avenue, Caspian Way, Denny Street, Grampian Way, Avondale Terrace, Old Colony Terrace, Monsignor Dennis F. O'Callaghan Way, Dr. Michael Gavin Way, Kemp Street, Major Michael J. O'Connor Way, Dorchester Avenue, Father Anthony Songin Way, Boston Street, all in Dorchester, South Boston. Specific repairs, grant of locations on a set of petitions by Instar Electric Company doing business as Eversource Energy. Good morning. Who do we have from
Good
Eversource?
morning, Commissioners.
morning,
My name
Dean.
is Ara. How are you? Good to see you.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Jason.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Jason Wright. I'm the Community Relations from Eversource. With me today, the project team is Dean Bevis. He is the project manager, as well as Meredith Baraka. She is the senior project manager for project services, as well as Aaron Wells, who is the project manager of our right-of-way. We're here today to discuss the Andrew Square to Dura Street Reliability Project. I'm going to hand it off to Dean, who's going to give a high-level overview as well as walk us through the grant allocation request as well as the specific repair plan.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jason.
Mark.
Morning, everybody. My name is Dean Bevis, Project Manager, Eversource. So today in front of you is the GOL and specific repairs for the underground transmission line between the Andrew Square and Dewar Station in Dorchester and South Boston. This is a 1.2 mile underground transmission line. And the specific repairs details the work associated with the underground transmission line, trenching, sidewalk repairs, ramp repairs. I'll share my screen to give a very brief overview, as it is a very complex project. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Not quite, Dean.
Okay. Oh, almost. Okay.
You got it.
Successful? Okay. great.
Yes.
So, I mean, I will, if the board requests, I can go through every single page of the GOL, but I'm just going to share the general gist of the GOL here. These are the GOL plans. The plans here in front of you will be for sections of Springdale Street, Plaisted, Grampian Way, Savin Hill Boulevard. And this is the sections of the GOL in the Savin Hill area. And then we also have a continuation here in Dorchester, Mary Ellen McCormick, and such as the roads that were discussed earlier, the O'Callaghan Way, Kemp Street, Boston Ave, and the other streets here. And we'll also include the installation of 2 manholes, one here in the MEM as we call it, Mary Ellen McCormick, and then 1 manhole 2 in Savin Hill area.
Dean, sorry, Dean, just a tiny. So for this grant of location, I know you have multiple pages over here, but if you can just show one page so that commission members or members of today's audience gets a sense of what is the depth of the cut. So just a vertical profile cut would be sufficient,
Yes, sir, absolutely.
if such information is available.
Yep, absolutely. So here our grant of location begins. And as you can see, we have a plan and profile here, and our average depth, this is a little deeper here on Plaisted Road, but on average it's between 4 to 6 feet down. As you get a 10-foot grade, so this is about 6'8", with a little dip here. But in general, it's 5 to 6 feet down. This is page 1, this is page 2, and now we have our depth, our plan and profile above. We will be going under and over utilities as necessary to support the safe installation of our utility.
That should do it, Dean. I just want commission members to get some sense. I'm sure they have seen it in copious detail, but unless if fellow commission members require additional information from Dean before he goes to the specific repair portion of it. Hearing none, Dean, you can go to the specific repair parts of your petition.
So in support of the GOL and the construction, we have to put together the specific repair plan, which details the specific repairs associated with the GOL. And this focuses on the sidewalk and curb, as well as ramps, reciprocal ramps, striping, traffic improvement as agreed upon with the city. This is where it begins here in Springdale Street. Again, this is a complex document that, it's 30 pages. I can go through several of these so everyone can get an understanding of this, but this is typical specific repair and how we look. We have our coloring of our curbs, specific repairs for items which will be rebuilt and which were potentially deconstructed for the installation of our line and reciprocal areas. And then the rest of the plan set is in support of that same mindset. I can continue reviewing if necessary, if the board wishes, or if this is enough, let me know.
Thank you, Dean. Commission members, do you want to say more of this stuff? I know you all work diligently on this, and my compliments to Mr. Wright. Jason, I appreciate all the coordination that you did with your team.
There are like 2 or 3 intersections where there are some notable curb extension work and other things like that. Dean, if you could maybe just highlight those specific locations
Yes.
that the commission can see those.
In discussions with the city, we're doing mitigation work with the extension and addition of some curbing and the traffic improvements. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to get the feel. This is one such area in the intersection of Savin Hill and Grampian Way. And we are adding some additional curb line, curbing, drainage structures, and sidewalks. I will continue if there's no other questions. Not a lot of detail here. This is another addition here. We have added a crosswalk across from the tennis courts here in Grampian Way. This will be raised. Grampian Way is a one-way going west. So you can see we'll have a raised crosswalk with some sidewalk improvements, drainage improvements. This is Grampian Way. Down here, there's no additional work. This is also an additional element. This is the addition of the existing conditions is a sidewalk on the corners. We have moved the sidewalk here down and added a raised ramp. And we're also adding a traffic calming measure here, which is in the form of a speed hump. That's it for Savin Hill. And then we will rebuild this sidewalk as necessary. This is O'Callahan Way. I don't think there was no additional work in Callahan Way that was requested. But most of the work is in the streets. That's it for now.
Thank you, Dean. Any questions for the petitioner by fellow commission members?
No, I mean, thanks, right? Like a lot of the stuff that you're doing here is right, like as we've asked for it. So thank you for that. And we have, right, just kind of finalized and refined all of our like calming details and stuff like that. So if any of this differs from that, I'll let you know. But that's mainly like where those chevrons go at speed humps and stuff like that. Nothing major or nothing that isn't easily resolvable here in 2 weeks. So if we have any lingering details, we'll give you those before the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Again, Jason, I want to echo the sentiments within the city team about how to conduct a project of this nature, where that cooperative dialogue and efforts by all parties to row in the same direction is exemplary. And my compliments to your team and to the city team for bringing this to this point in time. So all of this good stuff normally gets memorialized in an MOU in addition to the PIC documents. So I'd like either PIC staff or Corporation Council attest to the status of that MOU it's dotting the i's, crossing the t's. Mr. Liming or Mr. Chong, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, Chong, we can.
Mr. Chair, Madam Vice Chair, make sure my Bostonian accent is on. My name is Chong Liu. I'm the legal counsel for this commission. I would like to know a couple things. And first of all, I really enjoy my experience working with Eversource team, especially my counterpart, Ken. And we finalized the MOU. I gave Eversource the permission to sign the MOU, to execute the MOU. But at this point, I have not received the executed copy yet. I would like to receive that. On top of that, I would like to mention the attorneys, Eversource and I need to work on a license agreement to implement the requirements, the purpose of this MOU we worked so hard. That work will start very soon. I would like to say I extremely rare and make recommendation to the commission. I want both the license agreement and the MOU be finalized, be signed, be executed before the public hearing. Either it's in 2 weeks or otherwise. If not, I would like the commission to continue that. I know we have 2 weeks. We have plenty of time to execute that. I would like to state my position about that. In addition, I would like to mention this is to the commission, to Eversource as well, to Eversource team, to Jason. Eversource already forward their community outreach program to us. I want the city to take a look at it, and then in case we have the issues, we can work with them to go through this complex but is necessary to project. Thank you.
Thank you, Chong. If Chong, I could lead my hearing impact. So basically, best Jason. Jason, you brought this home. You brought this to this point in time. My hats off to you. Just get these legal documents squared away, so that way all the excellent work that is being done by all can be codified.
Yes, we are. We're in agreement on the terms of the MOU. We have the
Awesome.
executable version. It'll be circulated on our end internally, and it will be executed and returned before the public hearing in 2 weeks.
Got it.
And Chong will work closely on the license agreement to make sure we.
Yeah, it's one of those statements. Please help us to help you, sort of situation. Okay, but cannot underscore the tremendous gratitude from all of us to all of you for this cooperative and consultative process. This is how it should be done. Okay, any further comments by fellow commission members? Hearing none. Any comments by PIC staff or members of today's audience?
I think we're all set.
Great. So then
Just
we
wanted
will.
to- Yep,
Thank
I
you,
just
Jason.
wanted to, if I may, I just wanted to thank PIC staff and the city as well for their help on in getting us to this point. It's been a pleasure working with all of you, so we appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate those thoughts on your part. So we will mark you up for 2 weeks. One more time. That will be October 19th, right? 5 plus 14. Excellent. See you then. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Eversource
Appreciate it.
team. Moving on to the second new business item, 4-18 Cheney Street, Roxbury, pedestrian easement specific repairs on a set of petitions by Cheney Skyler LLC. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. I apologize. We recently transitioned to a web-based phone system, so I apologize for that ring. I'm Ricky Gava, and I'm here representing the owner, JPNEC. With me today is also Coleman Horsley from Niche Engineering, our civil engineer on this project. So I'm just going to provide a quick project overview, and then I'll hand it off to Coleman to take us through the rest of the presentation.
Thank you, Ricky.
Yeah. So our project at 4-18 Cheney Street includes the demolition of an existing single-story former automotive garage, and the construction of a new 48-unit affordable supportive housing development for seniors. And the design you see here today really reflects a very extensive multi-year community process and features a building that's designed to meet Passive House standards, includes ample green space for both programming and resident enjoyment, as well as units that are adaptable to various levels of mobility. In addition to this, we have a service program partnership with the Upham's Corner Health Center's PACE program, so the program of all-inclusive care for the elderly. And this partnership really ensures that both our future residents, as well as any PACE-enrolled neighborhood resident, can continue to receive the support that they need to age in community. So with that said, I will hand it over to Coleman to take us through the rest.
Thank you, Ricky. Good morning, commissioners. I'm Coleman Horsley of Niche Engineering, project engineer for the project. In front of you, you should see the specific repair. We are proposing about 150 feet of specific repairs for this project. It includes new curbing, the closing of 2 existing curb cuts, the opening of 1 new curb cut, relocation of existing street lighting in coordination with the street lighting department, 3 new street trees, and the establishment of a pedestrian easement, along with new street lighting conduit and city shadow conduit per city requirements. And sorry, there's 5 feet of minimum pedestrian clearance behind the tree pits. We have 9 feet total, including the pedestrian easement for the areas that do not have tree pits, and is the establishment of a cement concrete sidewalk to match the rest of the neighborhood's aesthetic. And with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Coleman. Coleman, did you integrate both the specific repairs and the easement plans onto one sheet?
So we actually have a separate
Thank
pedestrian
you.
easement plan. We were just showing the pedestrian easement for clarity on the specific repairs as well.
Thank you, Coleman. I just wanted to point that. Okay. Thank you. Any questions for the petitioners by fellow commission members? Hearing none. Again, Ricky, I'm Gudosin. You know that the maintenance agreement, there's a maintenance agreement associated with it, right? And please work towards getting that all squared away. That means executed before the public hearing, which helps us to record this action and makes it all legal with the registry of deeds. Okay? So please work on that. Even though you're putting much of your efforts to this worthy task, get the legal team also to help us on that front. Any comments by PIC staff or members of today's audience?
Nope, all set.
Great. We will see you folks 2 weeks from today. That would be October 19th.
Thank
Is
you.
that fine with you, Ricky? Is that okay with you?
That's great. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Great. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Take care.
Moving on to the third item of today's new business, 1 Canal Street, Anthony Creek, Valenti Way, Boston Proper, grant of location on a petition by Verizon New England, Inc. Good morning.
Good morning. Ross Billadu, representing Verizon New England. On this petition, Verizon is proposing 388 feet of new conduit from an existing manhole 375 located in the intersection of Canal Street and Valenti Way to a future handhole in front of 1 Canal Street. It would probably help if I shared my screen here. I apologize.
Rossi, I thought you were trying to see whether we were awake.
Share.
Thank you.
Okay, so once again, we're proposing 388 feet of new conduit. That's a new 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC conduit with a city shadow from our existing manhole 375 located in the intersection of Valenti Way and Canal Street to a future handhole placed by Extenet in front of 1 Canal Street. Purpose being for providing new fiber on Canal Street.
Thank you, Ross. Any questions for Ross by fellow commission members?
Hi, Ross. Just one thing that we wanted to flag for your contractors is that the Disabilities Commission does have an accessible parking space on Canal Street, closer to New Chardon. So if that needs to be occupied during the construction period, we just ask that you coordinate with our office if that parking space is affected.
Okay, sure.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Any further comments for Ross by fellow commission members? Hearing none, any comments by PIC staff and or members of today's audience?
The Boston Parks Department has approved this plan, but it is worth noting that you are going to be installing in close proximity to a row of street trees, so caution will need to be exercised when excavating around those root systems.
Sure.
Yeah, Ross, you know the standard tree protection protocol as requested or needed by the Parks Department per their most current tree protection.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Hey Todd, obviously, you know, there's a ton of pedestrians that use this corridor coming off from North Station. So Ross, always be as mindful as your teams are when you are working in a high pedestrian corridor. Do you have a sense of when this work might be done? I'm just trying to see how to make that a complementary to all the fun we are having at the gardens.
Yes, it's my understanding that they're out there right now doing this work.
Awesome. Say no more. Say no more. Thank you. Any comments by PIC staff or members of today's audience? I think I asked that earlier.
Also,
good job. Excellent. We'll mark you up for 2 weeks. Ross, we will see you on October 19th.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. Excellent. Thank you. Last item on our new business segment, 500 Boylston Street at 222 Berkeley Street, Boston proper, grant of location, on a petition by Cambridge Network Solutions doing business as LightPath. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Anita. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. If you could introduce yourself and
So my name is Erica Hudson. I'm from Sienna Engineering Group representing Cambridge Network Solutions. So Cambridge Network Solutions is seeking grant of location on Berkeley Street to place telecommunications conduit. The proposed conduit installation will start at level 3 manhole number 0515-1903 in front of 541 Boylston Street and will continue southeast on Boylston Street past Clarendon Street and continue south to the property line. This is shown on the second page. This section of conduit will consist of 2 1-inch steel plate, 1 4-inch scheduled 40 PVC conduit, and 1 4-inch quad duct, which would be approximately 333 feet. The conduit will proceed from the property line and terminate at the building located at 222 Berkeley Street, which will be approximately 51 feet. The contractor performing this work is aware that all surfaces will need to be restored to prior condition or better. And I can take any questions.
thank you, Ms. Hudson. First question, Todd, I'm going to assume it is our standard policy where petitioners look to see whether they can rent any city shadow or any other duct bags. And the reason I'm asking that, Erica, is because this is a part of Boylston Street. We really don't like being chopped up because of its presence, its conditions, and all of that good stuff. So, Todd, do we get some certification from Ms. Hudson's team that they have looked into the availability of city shadows?
Yep, Erica or possibly her, I actually don't know if her, so maybe he's not on. They typically look, CNS is actually one of our better actors as far as seeking out city shadow. So if they haven't searched for that already, I'm sure that they will in the next 2 weeks to confirm that none is available.
Thank you, Mr. Lining. Any questions from Ms. Hudson by fellow commission members?
We would just like to ensure that coordination with the building in regards to the sidewalk restoration is done, because I believe that there are a few specialty treatments to this sidewalk, and we just want to ensure that there's continuity in that condition.
Yes, we will ensure.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hudson. Any further comments by fellow commission members or Ms. Hudson? Hearing none. Any comments by PIC staff or members of today's audience?
No, all set.
Excellent. Thank you, Erica. So we will see you on October 19th for a public hearing. Does that work for you?
Yes, that works.
Excellent. Thank you. That concludes the business of today's hearing. Like to hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Wait second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Thursday. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.